Hey guys, so I was tailgating earlier, but I was dumb and I forgot to reserve myself a ticket for the game. So I am in Kira's dorm room right now, and I promised you guys that I was going to tell you about my Tinder mishaps. Well, 2 people voted that they would not watch it, so if you're watching this, you're a liar.
I strangled him. His body's decomposing in my locker.
Okay, so the first story that I'm going to tell you about was last summer. I was 19 years old, and I had just got out of my first year at college. I had also just gotten out of a relationship, and I was brokenhearted. I matched with this guy who I didn't find particularly overly attractive, but he was cool. He had a really good personality. We FaceTimed, we vibed, you know, that was going good. And so he says at like 10 o'clock at night, he's like, would you like to come over? You want to hang out, you know? And I was like, this is a little iffy, but YOLO. And so I started driving there, and you know, the location is not in like the best place. Yeah. Okay, well, let's call him Elijah. I don't know if I said that or not. That's not his real name. But he needs a name in my story. And so Elijah texts me like halfway to his house, like I'm driving there because he doesn't have a car. Red flag, ladies. If he doesn't have a car, red flag. Also, I made this shirt with the help of my mother. Isn't it cute? Oh, but it was really cute. Okay, anyway. So he texts me like halfway on my way there, and he's like, by the way, my mom and my little brothers are home, so we're gonna have to hang out in your car. And I was like, hang out in my car? Like, what? What? Okay, and in my little pure saint mind, I thought that we were like gonna watch a movie. That's not what he thought. So I'm like, no, that's not cool. That's not something that I'm interested in doing. And so I get a text back, and he's like, okay, well, you can come inside. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. So I like keep driving to his house. Well, once I get there, he like comes straight into my car, and I'm like, hi, Elijah. And like, he doesn't look anything like his pictures. He is not cute, and he smells like cat pee and cigarettes. He's got on a wife beater and a do-rag, and like, ugh, no. And like a huge chain with like a cross on it, and he's like, what's up, ma? Like, I'm like, ugh. Jesus, it's me, Sophia. And so I started to tell him, I think I've made a mistake. I don't think I should be here. Like, I think that I should just leave. He locks himself inside of my car, which is a Mini Cooper. So he was very close to me, so I could smell him a lot. He reaches over to grab my chest. And I was like, no. So then he starts like fake crying like a maniac. You know, it always happens to me. Pretty girls always do this to me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I am in a car with a psychopath. This is how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be a warning story for why you should go on Tinder. So he was in my car for a solid 30 minutes. I kept trying to get him to leave. I was scared. I thought he might hurt me. And so finally he got out, and I blocked him directly, unmatched him off of everything, and I was like, no. Okay. So I have a lot of horror stories, and these are like the 3 that stand out the most. So they're not in order. Well, actually, they are in order, but that's not intentional. There's a lot in between, so I can make a part 2 if y'all are interested. But so the second guy, he was cute. He was very tall. He was half Asian and half black. He was good looking. Yeah, no, he was on our football team apparently, and I was like, what's up, you spicy man? And so we were messaging, and again, it was late, and I was getting brave, and I was like, you know, I'm young, let's be spontaneous. And we're like, you know, we're just, you know, hanging out, whatever. I'm a nun, so like I don't do anything. But so we were just chilling, and so we like start kind of kissing, like not a ton, whatever. And he just starts talking about his ex-girlfriend. He's like, yeah, we just broke up 3 days ago. I'm real sad about it. I think she's the one. Like, this distance thing is killing me. And I'm like, well, how far away is she? And he says this school that's like 5 hours away. And I'm like, you can't drive an hour and a half to meet halfway once a week. Like, are you serious? Really? Really? And he's like, yeah, no, I made a big mistake. I'm sorry. I should just take you home. And I'm like, okay, whatever. No love lost. That's fine. And so we're like in his car, and he's like getting mad. And he's like using like a, I'm kind of yelling at you voice, but I'm not really yelling at you voice. And so I don't like when people raise their voice to me. My parents didn't do that. I'm not used to that. I was not about that. And so I told him, I was like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you're not talking to me. And so he takes his hand and he bangs on the dashboard. And he's like, I forget what he said. And I was like, excuse me. And so he drops me off and he's like, I'm really sorry about tonight. And I was like, yeah, me too. And so then he sends me a text later and he's like, I really am sorry, whatever. I just blocked his number. I was like, you are crazy. You're crazy. Anyway, that's all I got today. I've got lots more. I've got even crazier ones with picture evidence. So you know what? I might have to make that video